Florida since the Jaguars began play in 1995. When you factor the three major teams that we follow in North Central Florida, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Florida Gators, and the Florida State Seminoles, the three major programs, teams that we follow in the game of football, had combined, I think, the worst combined weekend that we have ever seen in our area. Of course, that dates back to 95 when all three of them started playing together. Wow, what an absolute. Somebody call CSX, the railroad company that's headquartered right here in Jacksonville. Somebody call CSX. We have had train wrecks in Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Tallahassee. I'm not telling you anything you didn't see. We'll talk about it and see if we can figure out why it happened with all three. What an absolute adjunct disaster it was. I was in Gainesville for half the game. There was no sense in sticking around. We had an hour delay. I was going to get home very late. My dog was home alone. I had to get home. I got out of there, stuck around Florida Field in the press box through halftime, wanted to see and hear, and oh boy, did I. Billy Napier getting serenaded off the field at halftime with the crowd in Gainesville not happy. Certainly earlier in the day on Saturday, Florida State, another stinker. We tried to warn everybody, really since the summertime, that was a for-real Memphis football team that was going to come into Tallahassee and kind of play their Super Bowl, and they did. Memphis took the fight to Florida State from the opening kickoff. Uphill battle for the Noles. They barely hung around, but Memphis was the better team. They were the hungrier team. They were the more engaged team. And then you switch to yesterday. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, speaking of hungry, aggressive, motivated, I thought the Cleveland Browns, they didn't play a clean game. It got sloppy at times, but I thought Cleveland played hard yesterday. Not really an indictment on the Jaguars. I'm not saying they didn't play hard, but I thought Cleveland, man, coming off their stinker game the week before against the Cowboys, I thought Cleveland hit hard. They ran hard. They stayed engaged the entire game and really took the fight to the Jaguars. Really, really took the fight. We'll talk about the Jaguars, their on-field, their coaching. What a disastrous display of professional football coaching yesterday for the Jacksonville Jaguars. At times, it looked like the Keystone Cops on the sideline. So a lot to get to here on the program. We hope to cover a lot of stuff with you. Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles. Yes, we've got to dive into it. NFL, interesting stuff happening 2 weeks in. Boy, some named teams. We'll welcome Patrick Young. I do believe I hear Patrick. And there he is. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing good here.
Feeling like a loser.
What a disastrous. I mean, you heard the open, I'm sure. Well, probably the most disastrous combined football weekend for North Central Florida.
Yeah.
Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles in the history of the three teams playing since '95.
Yeah, I mean, and do we really even want to count the Stanford game as a win?
Good point. Good point. We're over, really. We really are.
I'm considering, Miami, then UCF are the best teams in Florida right now, and then following that would be Tampa, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are 2-0. I think Miami's 3-0, and I think UCF, they came away with a crazy comeback behind.
What a comeback for UCF!
I know, right?
35-34. I got that pick
35-34. That's what it was.
Yeah, I got that pick for our team.
It was some good games though. The LSU. South Carolina game was an interesting one. It was another one we were following too while we were together.
Yeah,
that had our attention. I can't remember right now, but man, yeah, North Central Florida. I didn't even know where you want to start.
I mean, it was a disaster. And you make a good point. Our three teams, the three teams we follow, Jaguars, Gators, Seminoles. Not putting Georgia out, but they're fourth. Hell, they almost lost. But those three teams are really winless on the year. It's really 0-3 FSU, 0-2 Florida, and 0-2 Jacksonville. I mean,
Terry,
really.
When did you leave?
I stuck around. I left at halftime. When the half ended, I stuck around in the press box on purpose, and I zeroed in and saw Billy Napier. He stopped to do national media first, going off the field.
You heard the boos, right?
Well, hold on. You asked. So I stayed. I was standing up, but I said, wait a minute. And I was watching Napier. The half ended. Both teams went off the field. Napier gets grabbed by ABC first, the girl doing the sidelines. And then he took 2 or 3 steps because then he has to do his local radio, right? So the Gator Network got him. And absolutely, Patrick, when he was done with Gator Network, and I'm not saying he doesn't run off the field every time, but he had a little giddy up in his step, and that crowd let him. Did you hear it? Did you see it, Patrick?
I was on the field.
Okay, go ahead. Pick it up from there.
I was on the field because we were doing our, we had the rain delay.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Actually, it was a blessing because I got a chance to sit in Duke Werner's office. I sat with him for about 30 minutes during the whole rain delay. Then we headed down to the strength and weight room.
Yeah.
Down there, and there were all the other teams that was celebrating a championship. The rain stopped for us before we went out there.
Nice.
And as we lined up, Coach Napier was coming off, and you could just, the boo birds were, and not even like boo. No. It was like they're screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah. There was an anger in the boo, right? It was an angry boo.
Angry boo.
It wasn't a, hey, you guys are better than that. Pick it up in the second half. It was, I want you out of town, boo, wasn't it? It really was. It was a really, really bad scene in Gainesville. It's still a bad scene. I do not think there's any way, shape, or form he survives. I kind of expected him to get let go yesterday. Now that he's already gone to his press conference today, certainly he sticks around for this week's Mississippi State game. And, Patrick, they may be using the off week. Now that you think about it, they may just be saying, hey, we got one more game. It's on the road. Let's just get through the Mississippi State game. He may already know his fate. They may have already had the talk, and the agent and the university may be already talking about numbers and money. But it wouldn't surprise me if Florida, they play Mississippi State Saturday, and then they've got their off week. So you'll have 2 weeks if you made the move to kind of catch your breath a little bit, man. It's been a heavy, hard season, and we're only 3 games in.
How do you switch over to another coach to run the system and start to get the guys you got to let them go and then get somebody up right away, and they got to start running practice, and that's a lot, man.
Yeah, obviously you use the staff that you have in place, and you bump a couple guys up, but no, it's not going to be a good situation because it's not supposed to be a good situation when you let a coach go in midseason,
right?
Unless there's a health issue or something that it's not a performance-based decision, which it is here with Napier.
Would you say is Mike Norvelle in the same shoes?
No, he is a year or 2 away from that. I think he bought himself some good grace the last couple of years. Now, if he doesn't make some moves this year and the wheels totally fall off, now we're talking 8-9 losses. He better jump on that portal and hit some home runs next year. But
I think DJU is done. He's got to go with the backup.
Bad play. And we all knew that Memphis, you knew they were coming for blood. That set up well.
You called that. You called that so clear.
They're good.
Not only that, the game just meant more to them because they have a chance to do something their school never has done, which is make the playoff. They got to – I'm not going to say this is the hardest game, but in comparison to the rest of their schedule, they should – if human nature doesn't kick in, they should be fine.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to get to today on the program. We'd love to hear from you via the chat portion of our show. However you're consuming our show, you should have a chat section, be it Facebook or Twitter, things like that. Feel free to drop us a chat. We'll try to read some of those as we go here on the program. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, hanging out with you at Fourscore Golf Tavern, our Monday location here in San Marco. Patrick, I don't think we did great in terms of our picks, and we're doing show versus show versus show.
I didn't do good.
Show. So I've got our show picks. No, sir. Hang tight now. Our show picks where you and I picked together against Brent and Casey and the M&M show. I think we only went 2-4 as a show.
Dang.
We took the Jaguars, we gave points, and obviously the Browns won. We took Kansas City, they won, but they won by 1 point, right? So since he covered, Yeah, so Cincy covered, so we missed that, right? Yeah. We took the Colts and Green Bay undressed them, right? So we missed those.
I don't blame us. We can't blame ourselves for that. No one like Malik Willis was completely unproven.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Well, let me finish now. So I've got us 0-3 on the show picks. College-wise, I've got us 2-1 though, so we made a little bit of comeback. We took A&M to beat Florida, and they did, and the points were no factor. We took TCU, Patrick, but UCF won, but we got 2.5 points though, so we won that one.
Nice.
And then we lost. We took LSU. They won the game, but they didn't win by 7.5. They won by what? 3? Yeah, they won by 3. So we went 2-4, I think. Show versus show. Not a great week for us.
Magic Prod Z2. I don't know. know.
Yeah.
You see his question. Why do we have to be so bad?
Yeah, I see that. I see that. One of the couple chats we've got.
So Pat, we'll get to that. We try to run the flow of the show. We'll get to the Jags in a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had us. I think last week we were 4-2. This week I think we're 2-4. So not a great showing.
Not a great start. Are we going personal picks now?
Yeah, we'll go to we do a 3-pack, right? You and I do the 3-pack. We started off with 100, and we're trying to see where this whole gambling world goes. Patrick and I do 3 picks against the spread, and we assign 5, 10, or 15 points to the 3 picks, and they can be the same or not. Patrick, you and I both missed Colorado State. We thought Colorado State would win the game, and we took the points. Colorado, you know what? We rip on Dion. Good for Dion. They played well. They played angry. They played composed, I thought, and they played well. We both missed.
And there was so much trash talk and stuff going into that game, man.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. So
I wish Shedeur Sanders would have shook the kid's hand, but do that hard handshake where you're gonna listen to what I got to say, you mother sucker.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
So anyway, Patrick, both you and I missed Colorado State. We both had 5 points on that, so that's a -5. Your second pick, you took Memphis, and they won out. They got points, and they won outright. So you got that right as a 10-point. I took Boston College and all those points, and that was a hell of a game. That was my 15-point game, so I got that right. Boston College only lost by 6. They got 16.5. Woo! And then your third one, the Jaguars let you down. You took the Jags, giving away a couple points, 3.5, I guess it was by the time, and Cleveland won outright. So, Patrick, I've got you for the week.
-10.
Okay, then we're right. I've got you at -10, 60 overall.
Yep, that's what I got left.
Started at 100. That's fine. I mean, you'll get hot.
I hope so.
I've got myself last week. I was a +20. I got a 15, I got a 10, and I missed a 5. So I've made money. I'm $120 right now.
Hey, you are?
How about that?
Wow.
Got some money. I got some money until next week, and I'm gonna lose it.
That's the thing, man. It's
gambling's hard, man.
You can't. It's so hard. And I was almost like, man, Terry, maybe we should. In my mind, I'm like, maybe we should only bet with the points. Just do the over under. And I'm like, man, that'll drive us crazy too. Because then, at least you're doing the over under. You don't really care who wins. You just want points or not points.
This might make you feel better, though. Our Friday producer is Zach, because he's in the studio when we do these. So he's our and Patrick, you had the idea. Let's throw Zach in. He missed the first few weeks, but let's give him 85 points and let him pick up. So I had Zach open it up with -10. I think he took the Jags. Obviously, they lost outright. He took South Carolina. They lost. That's his team, but he got 6.5 points. So he did get that. He got that right for +10. But then he took the LA Rams over Arizona, and the Rams got beat by about 700 points, was it?
Arizona's looking good, man.
Was it 700? So Zach opened up -10. He's down to 75, Patrick.
Arizona took the Bills to the brink last week, man. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Let's get back to the Jaguars, Patrick, and you'll remember this. I don't know if a lot of our listeners will, and I don't want to be that guy. But if you remember all off season, I had one theme I've told you guys, and I've been here my whole life, lived here, follow the Jags, cover the Jags. And Patrick, do you remember I've said this phrase many times? I said, a lot of times the fluffy local Jag media in the off season, they always build up the Jag. And I'm not saying you're supposed to tear them down, but there have been so many seasons during the off season, the local fluffy Jag media, I think kind of they cause heartbreak because the fans buy into it.
Yeah.
There have been so many, and I don't want to be Mr. Terry, you know everything. The Jaguars could win the rest of their games, okay? They could stick it right in my face. But if you could not look at this football team and say their offensive line is an absolute train wreck, and to fix it, they went out and got a guy in his 30s in the NFL. The NFL is a guy in their 20s league. Go out and get a big, strong veteran lineman. If you've got a pretty good line and this guy can come supplement, they brought the 30-year-old legs in to be the star of the line. The fluffy media. I'm going to ask you fans out there, did you buy into the local fluffy Jag media again? Because I don't see how you could look at this team and think, man, this team's going to win 11, 12 games.
Well, Terry, to your point, the national media, no one said that.
Nope, and they nailed it. It looks like
no one. I remember you said in those seven spots. July. I got the date. Terry said it on July 11th. Did they improve at all? None of the positions are in the top 10 of the 7 levels.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
Of the 7 levels, not a single thing.
I had, and I'm going to stick by this. I've said during the offseason, it's just I thought it was pretty obvious. I think last year's Jaguar team is better than this year's Jaguar team, and I'm sticking by that. But I can't. Their secondary is now banged up. I didn't love their secondary if they're not banged up. The offensive line's a mess. Brian Thomas looks like he's got some talent. Gabe Davis is a guy.
I mean, he's a guy, but like, he's not even getting the ball thrown to him.
I mean,
he's getting opportunities, man, to look like, is he just a guy, or
Calvin Ridley?
We go to Christian Kirk. Look, and I love Christian Kirk, but he's not a jump ball guy, Terry.
Oh, good point. They throw him the jump ball at the end. Calvin Ridley has a 40-yard touchdown yesterday. And keep in mind, Calvin Ridley, if he was on the team, Gabe Davis would not be, but you would have Calvin Ridley and Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
Right? Those aren't the either or. The other side was the either or. If you keep Calvin Ridley, you don't go get Gabe Davis, right? If you get Gabe Davis, you get rid of blah, blah, blah. What about this? And tell me I saw this wrong, please. Did I actually see the Jacksonville Jaguars coaching staff in the matter of, I think it was either 3 plays or 4 plays. I think it was 2 out of 3 plays in a row. The Jacksonville Jaguars coaching staff had to take a timeout because they were going to get a delay of the game in their own stadium. And I think it happened 2 out of 3 snaps.
Yeah.
Am I right? You remember that?
Yeah. It happened twice. Yeah.
Almost in a row. How does that happen at that level?
I don't know. And I think I remember the commentator being like, how does that happen? Like, that's got to drive you crazy.
Oh my goodness. 2 out of 3 plays. Unreal.
And I'm glad the NFL does that, because they realize it's like, hey, if you use a timeout, like, you're going to run out.
Yeah.
This is going to cost your team either way. So there's no, we're not going to force you to take this delayed game. You can take a timeout or get this delayed game either way. I almost wish they would have taken the delayed games.
Exactly. We can get to this when we get back into college. But speaking of timeouts, the 2-minute stoppage, they call it. They don't call it a timeout in college. That is god-awful in college. It lasts 3 full minutes. There's no need for it. You already have, each team has 3 timeouts per half. You've got 800 TV timeouts per half. There's no need for another. That TV 2-minute stoppage in college that just started this year, it's god awful.
And I'd be a little bit more lenient on it, Terry, if their games actually started. Yeah. The NFL, if it says 105 at latest, the ball is kicked at 106, 107 if it's late. as we know in college, a 12 p.m. if it says the game starts at 12 p.m. the game starts at 12:15,
Yeah.
sometimes 12:20.
Oh, it's terrible. As we go to our first break, the other thing that's going to change, I don't know if the NFL will change it midseason. That's a NASCAR kind of thing. The kickoff is stupid. I mean, the NFL doesn't miss very often. The new kickoff rule, and I was kind of at a big viewing party. I couldn't understand the ruling on the fumble. They said the kicker wandered too far down the field, I guess, before the ball was received. And, you know, the Jaguars fumbled that clearly, but the penalty was on the kicker, right? Because he wandered too far down the field.
He went past the 50 before the ball was
touched
touched or something, which is like, do you really think the kicker, like how often has the kicker just in general had to make a play?
That they will have to either seriously modify that whole thing or get rid of it.
Well, you know, the issue was they took it from the XFL or UFL, whatever it's called. That was the first mistake.
Yes. well said. We'll stay with the Jaguars. Does Mac Jones play into this equation in the next few weeks? We'll talk about that. A lot of college, a lot of NFL stuff, including there are a couple of big boys. We thought big boys that have started 0-2. Are they the 11% or are they the outside the 11%? If you start off 0-2 in the NFL, it is not a good thing generally. That and a whole lot more. It's a Monday edition. A little bit rainy. Well, boy, we've seen that for about 3 weeks in a row. Hopefully they're working on some stuff inside that building if they're not outside. Jaguars 0-2, extra day off, but man, their next one is not any walk in the park at Buffalo on Monday night. Coming back after this quick timeout, it's a Monday edition from Four Score Golf Tavern.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen. for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
Today we're live in our Monday home. You know it by now. We're in San Marco, in the heart of San Marco. The Fourscore Golf Tavern is the exact location in the beautiful square. Come by, say hi. We're here every single Monday, 4 to 6. Terry Norvelle here. Patrick Young joining us, of course, with the hoodie there. Staying warm. Good for you, Patrick. I like it. I like it a lot. Tomorrow we're in the heart of Mandarin. Come by if you're in the Jointon Creek area, deep in Mandarin. Man, we have a fun time out there. We'll hook up with Trivia Pat as we do. That's a lot of fun, that final segment, isn't it, when we do the Pat?
Trivia Pat.
It's fun. Isn't it fun? We have a good time with that. Come by if you're in the Mandarin area on Tuesday, our Tuesday home. There you have it. Patrick Young, going to throw this out. Jaguars 0-2. That is almost a death knell in the NFL. Only 11% of the teams make it. I think if you start 0-2. Baltimore and Cincinnati are both 0-2.
I know.
How about that? I would trust one of those two to be one of the 11% more than the Jaguars.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
How about that? Baltimore and Cincinnati, especially Baltimore, 0-2 to open the season.
Not only them being 0-2, what about the teams that are actually 2-0?
Yeah, good point.
As well. Look at
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I think they're the biggest surprise. And then
Probably.
You got the Cardinals almost would be, but the Steelers with their I'm not going to say non-existent offense. But it's just not fun to watch. I mean,
they pulled it out yesterday, didn't they? Again,
elite defense, man.
Yeah.
If you can have an elite defense like that, then I guess you can stay in games. You can, know, and Justin Fields, he's done a good job of not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the sad thing. The teams that are 0-2, are the Jaguars better than the Bengals? I don't think so. Are the Jaguars better than the Ravens right now?
No,
I don't think so. So it's like of these teams that are 0-2, who does have the best chance of still making the playoffs and salvaging their seasons? At least those teams have an identity, and they have it. You know, they lost those games, close games. Both of the Jags. I mean, gosh, fumbles, not really having fluidity on offense, not really having a strong enough pass attack on defense. Oh, Terry, you wrote a note here.
Yeah, just want to tell everybody hi and show's live and send us a chat. Pat, I want to stay with the Browns. And what you said, I'm not saying the Jaguars yesterday didn't play hard. I thought Cleveland played every snap with their hair on fire.
Yeah,
they were intent. You could tell they had to come to Jesus last week after their loss.
Oh yeah, they got beat so badly.
I thought they hit hard. I thought they hustled the whole game. I thought they were intense. That's the good for Cleveland. The bad is the Browns get the win on the road over the Jaguars. They didn't play a very clean game. They had 13 penalties. Minus 100 yards. They lost 100 yards in penalties.
Well, think about this too. And they almost gave the game away when they decided to throw the ball.
Oh, how terrible was that?
On that third down.
Terrible.
I don't know whose call that was, but like NFL football is normal, regardless of like force as many seconds off the clock because that's your enemy. You know, it would have been better for Deshaun Watson to take that sack if he had the situational awareness to take that sack and try to.
The safety free kick possession that you're referring to by Cleveland, I don't think they could have run that any worse unless they just took the ball and handed it to the Jaguars. Their coaching staff absolutely bungled that, didn't they?
Yeah.
They totally
But, I think on that possession, first, yes, they literally got bailed out by their punter. That possession was what a punt, Terry.
What a punt. I mean, that was a 2-point punt. You don't get to say that very often. That was a 2-point punt.
That punt was the reason it closed the game.
Yeah.
I think it really deflated the team even more.
Sure did.
At that point. And it just took away the chance. But it's crazy. The Jags still had an opportunity to run some plays with a minute and some change on the clock too. But having to score a touchdown versus having to get a field goal with that little bit of time left. I wonder what the percent chances are at that point.
And it was such a push the rock up the hill game for Jacksonville. Harken back if you can. The Jaguars' first score of the day was the field goal. They kicked the field goal. Do you remember how that drive, it took a couple of miracles. That was the drive where the kickoff was fumbled, but the kicker wandered past the 50. That had nothing to do with it. The guy,
Tank Bigsby got crushed.
He gets crushed, legal hit, fumble, clearly recovered. The kicker wandered past the 50. Where'd that come from? And then later in that drive, up by the high on the TV, the high sideline, the Cleveland guy had a pick in his hands and drops it. The Jaguars fought and got a field goal. It was one of those days. And
outside of the offensive line, what do you see offensively that just not throwing the ball downfield, not running it well enough, not able to open up the play action? I think Ingram was out yesterday, so obviously that safety blanket for Trevor's hasn't been there. Is it the play calling or is it the execution? Like what?
I send it back to the offensive line. Without the offensive line, they now are not scaring anybody with a semblance of a running attack, which means everybody's going to play the Jaguars to pass. I think the offensive line's killing them. Ingram being out hurt, but don't forget, Ingram absolutely torched Cleveland last year. Well, so did Njoku. He torched the Jaguars, and he didn't play, right? He didn't play. So I thought that was kind of a push. But, man, I thought Cleveland – that was a classic NFL game.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
The drive, I'm trying to remember what drive it was, but they just looked so good on one of those drives, man. Cleveland looked unstoppable.
And
running the ball, that guy Mason or whatever his name was, he ran a good game.
Yeah.
And Deshaun, because it's you don't always get complete drives, but they put together one or two drives that were just complete and unstoppable.
And Deshaun Watson was far from perfect. He had some blunders in that game, but I haven't seen him play that well in a long time.
I
thought for the most part, he was competent. His confidence bled onto his team. Those two backs, I thought, like you said, I thought Ford and the other guy, Foreman, maybe it was. Donta Foreman.
Yeah.
I thought their backs ran hard. But, man, I thought from the opening kickoff, Cleveland laid the lumber. They were hitting hard. They looked like a team that was desperate not to go 0-2. They really brought it yesterday.
Their D-line looked really good, too.
They did, too. Did they? Oh, my goodness.
Miles Garrett was a menace. If he wasn't getting the sacks, he was helping his teammates opening doors for them to get in there because he's just – you can't take him one guy, especially come on, Jags. Like, you couldn't stop Chris Jones last year, and he lined up in every spot. Like, he gave every guy a chance. You think by adding one guy, like you said, that's 30 years old at the center position, that another elite defensive end like Myles Garrett, that the line is improved enough to go one-on-one against him?
That was their move on the offensive line. I was shocked that was all they did. Now, with that as a backdrop, I'm going to give you a way, and this is what I would – if I was down there right now, in their inner bowels and their meetings, right? The bowels of their stadium, in the offices. I'm going to tell you, I would start on next year. And, Patrick, I would start on the offensive line this year for next year. Here's what I do. Jaguars are 0-2. Their season's not over. But if they lose Monday, you're 0-3. You're probably not thinking about the playoffs. The entire division is 0-2 except the 2-0 Texans. Right? You're already looking up at the Texans. They're probably going to go 0-3.
And the Titans are 0-2 as well. I thought they won the first week.
I think the whole division's
Hey,
0-2, 2-0, and then 3 0-2s.
Wow.
Patrick, here's what I do if I'm the Jaguars. I get a head start on next year. You've got to fix that offensive line. I don't care what the heck. Trevor Lawrence has no chance behind that offensive line. Here's what I do. Once it's apparent you're out of the playoffs, and I'm not saying a backup quarterback doesn't matter, but I would start doing my covert agent calls a little bit. Hey, Mac Jones sitting right here. I would start reaching out to some of these teams that start separating the teams that win some games the next few weeks, but start to have quarterback issues, because you're going to have injuries in the NFL at quarterback, right? You're going to have injuries at the NFL of course. If the Jaguars can find a team that is off to a pretty good start, but they've got a quarterback issue, and it's going to happen out there, I get with that team, and if they've got a decent offensive lineman and they'll make a trade, I would trade for a decent offensive lineman and say, hey, Green Bay, I don't think Malik Willis is going to keep doing that week after week after week after week, running it 53 times or whatever they did. I would go get me a quality offensive lineman that's played in the league, and I would use Mac Jones to get that. That's what I would do, and I'd get a jump start on next year. Call me crazy. That's what I'd do when I determine my season's over, playoff-wise. And I think that will come in the next couple of weeks. Thoughts? Crazy?
I mean, it's not crazy. It's just like it's tough because, even though the numbers, there's still a percent chance that you can make the playoffs, and obviously that's what teams are going to want to do and say.
Yep.
I'm sure 0-3 is probably like what, 2%, 3%.
Yeah.
For them
and
to give up.
By trading away your backup quarterback, you're not totally throwing your hands up. You're saying, okay, we're going to give away our potential injury, get out of jail free card at that one position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
CJ. You're not
theory,
thinking that Mac Jones is going to be the savior and like turn the season over. So
it's
really not a bad idea.
Yeah, but my theory here is this Jaguar team, if you do have to turn to a backup quarterback, the season's really done anyway. Your record and your right. I would jumpstart next year and go get me a decent. Now you got to find the team that needs quarterback play because they still think they're in it, and those guys are out there. Those guys, the season plays out that way every year, Patrick. A couple of franchises, somebody jumps out to a 4-2, right? 4-2 record. Their quarterback goes down with an ankle or a knee, and he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. They go, damn, we're 4-2. Ugh.
Yeah.
Damn. Our guy, Malik Willis, is not going to say, you know what? How about that former first-round pick, Mac Jones? Boy, he lit it up in the preseason. He was a starter in the league. Let's call Jacksonville.
Preseason means nothing.
Yeah, but he played. He's got some numbers in the NFL.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
And being, I know, I see where you're coming from, and it's just like now, just really thinking about it. Last year, Trevor was hindered by injuries that affected his ability to stay on the field and be 100%. Just common sense, talking out loud. Would you not prioritize, hey, number one thing is our line has to get better to keep our franchise guy, put him in the best position so he can help us win some games, because that's what we believe in. I'm almost at like to believe, it, not to say it was a fault to pay Trevor, but it's almost that like, gosh, man, I bet Trevor would at some point would say, man, I wish we spent money on getting a better line to help me go out there to perform. Because I was listening to Rex Ryan. He's like, Trevor is the best quarterback ever. Like, just he's been so hyped up, and so it just has not been able to really consistently live up to what we called Trevor pretty much a savior of the Jacksonville Jaguars organization, and he has not been in a position to do that. And
I get it; he's getting paid a lot of money, and he's a big boy, and this is big boy pants football. I get it and all, but and you like this problem because Trevor Lawrence has come from nothing but winning football programs.
Exactly.
And when How many games do you think Trevor Lawrence? He was at a big time high school. I think he was a star.
I don't think he lost in high school.
He didn't. Yeah, I don't think he was getting pressured in his face much in high school. They never lost a game, right? He did not lose a game. So I got to believe he had a good, solid offensive line. He's got good receivers. The play gets off in the time allotted, and everything's fine. So Lawrence, high school, we know he had a great team at Clemson, right? I mean,
but he only lost 2 games at Clemson.
He lost 2 games, right? Yeah. And you saw the games. He was back there. He had time. He took his steps. He took the snap. He took his steps. He had a great team and a great line. What about the shock he's having right now? I don't think he's ever.
I mean, his rookie year would have been worse. It was the worst, but biggest shock because not only a shock from the line, but a shock from the coaching style that he goes from Dabo to being Urban Meyer, who just had this. And look, I get Urban having his chip on his shoulder, but I just don't think he came in with the right mindset of when you're at an organization that has not had great success and turning it around like he was. But again, we can move on past that. Trevor's lost 7 of his last starts. Like he's at a certain point. Yeah, his 7.
So he didn't start. I was at the game, but he didn't start the Carolina game that they won.
It was it was one of them. Yeah, Carolina. That Beathard play.
The last win was Carolina. I was at the game, but I can't remember. He didn't start that last
win. Wow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's the last win.
About right. Wow.
That's their last win. Have you
You saw that? By the way, Carolina has officially benched Bryce Young.
Have they? God Almighty.
Well,
we don't need.
Go
ahead.
This is just my issue. Look at who. Name me the top quarterbacks in the NFL. You just give me your top 5. The order doesn't matter.
Well, of course, Mahomes.
Okay, 1.
1. Lamar, even though they're 0-2, is way up there. The Justin Herbert, is he up there?
Okay.
Right. And go ahead, finish it off.
Well, pretty much. I can't tell you exactly with Justin Herbert, but Patrick Mahomes did not start as a rookie.
Point.
Aaron Rodgers did not start as a rookie. Michael Penix is not now. I wanted to just bring into the light that it is just so hard transitioning from that college level to the NFL level as a quarterback when teams just scout you on another level, when the guys are being a quarterback's the hard. And I looked at Bo Nix, and this is crazy too. None of the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL that were drafted have thrown a touchdown pass thus far.
Is that right?
That is right.
Wow.
Caleb Williams, he ran one, but none of the rookie. And I'm like, man, it's just to put so much expectation on these guys to start off to be. And look, there's probably is a few that could do it, but you're gonna regret going too fast and going too slow. I think in not only in life but in football.
I'll tell you, man, it looks like at least for the second year in a row last year and then the start of this year, it looks like you can bench Bryce Young all you want. That franchise,
yeah, absolutely
terrible. Terrible. Hey, let's take another break here.
Since they go to a Super Bowl with Cam Newton, and after that, it's been completely.
I mean, they've got little.
Luke Kuechly retired. Christian McCaffrey was hurt a lot during the time there.
They've got little talent on that. Little NFL winning talent. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Let's get back to Florida a little bit. Got a question here on one of our social medias. Why hasn't Florida fired Napier? I'll give you my thoughts. It hasn't happened as of right now, at least publicly. I'll give you my thoughts. Patrick, you can share some. We'll get into some other college situations, including as we break. We got to talk about Georgia, 13-12. Second game in a row, third game in a row. The Dogs have sleptwalked through a game. I think I know what's going on in Athens. I don't know if I've got the answer, but we'll talk about some more college on the other side. Gators, Seminoles, and college look around. That coming up after this quick timeout. The Young and Norvelle Show on a Monday from our Monday home for Score Golf Tavern.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jack's with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
There you go, boy. Gainesville was not that clear on Saturday. As boy, did it rain? And what was that? That end of the first quarter, second quarter. It rained like a son of a gun, didn't it, Patrick Young? As we
oh my gosh,
it really did.
So glad we were covered, and you know when I went on the field, it stopped raining too. So
yeah. That was definitely not a shot from this past Saturday. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you here on a Monday. I am set up live at a 4-Score Golf Tavern. Really neat place here. Sports simulators, not just golf. They've got their bays here, got 4 bays, and you can get in these bays and you can play golf, play any course in the world. You can play a round of golf. But, man, they've got simulators that you can kick the soccer ball and shoot basketballs and throw footballs.
It's a good time. It's a good hangout spot. It really is.
It is. And, Patrick, you and I have been wearing this menu out. They've got good food here on the tavern side.
Yeah, absolutely. Best tater tots in Jacksonville.
I'll tell you two things. A, if I lived closer here to San Marco, and B, if I could ever find a date. This is a fun date place too, isn't it?
It could be. Here. It could be. You want to make sure your date is going to be like a little bit athletic, kind of adjacent. That
Or
she likes playing games.
Yeah. Or a little double date, and you and the buddies can, your buddy can, play a little bit. But it's a fun little, and this San Marco area is, I'll tell you, man, they have got this place done up right. It's a fun.
Well, outside of the flooding, that's the only flaw because the flooding.
But we've had Noah's Ark type weather too, man. Come on. Hey, way back. I want to welcome back to the show. I want to get in the Wayback Machine, Patrick. You ready? And this could happen. We're going to get in the Wayback Machine, and I'm going to.
You got to learn. You got to learn from your past to see what your future might look like.
Here we go. You ready? Let's get in the Wayback Machine, and where I'm going to take you, folks. It could happen again. I'm telling you, it could happen again. Let's get in the Wayback Machine and go way back to 2017. You ready? All right, 2017, way back, late in the college football season, you had the Florida Gators sitting with a 4 wins and 6 loss record, coached by Randy Shannon on an interim basis. I don't even know if you remember that.
I did not.
Randy Shannon.
Is that after McElwain?
They were set to take on Florida State, the Seminoles, and they were sitting on a 4-6 record. Okay, so this was 2017, a bad Seminole team and a bad Gator team. They were so bad. The game was televised at high noon. Coming to you from Gainesville with Beth Mowens on the call.
Oh, God.
The Beth Bowl, I call it. The Beth Bowl. And the Seminoles won the game. The season was so bad, both Florida and Florida State had a game canceled due to weather earlier in the year. Well, Florida lost the game to Florida State that day in the Beth Bowl, so they dropped to 5-7. They didn't even make up the Northern Colorado game. They said, to hell with it. The season's over, right? FSU actually won the Beth Bowl that year. That made them 5-6. So they went ahead and played their canceled game so they could win and become bowl eligible. But Patrick, do you realize, I don't think either team is going to get to 4 wins, but they've got to play each other. We may have another Beth Bowl between Florida and Tally. Get ready. Tally, get ready, because it'll be in Tallahassee this year. The Beth Bowl. Beth Mowens. How about that, Patrick? Oh my gosh. Your girl, Beth Mowens, maybe on the call.
Yours. I did. Well, you know what? She's been to me. She's been, you broke the glass because I didn't really notice. And now that you brought it, now I'm like, oh my gosh.
Glad to help you.
Oh, I got it right here. Here we go.
Glad to help you. What do you got?
Some sound, some Beth Mowens sound.
I'll see if we can hear.
Coleman looking deep, got a man behind the defense, and it's Shetron catching it in. And he will win the foot race.
I'm telling you, it's not as. Let me
go, Beth.
I'm telling you, it's not as bad.
All right, so.
But I heard this. Somebody was saying, Mike Norvell's voice reminds them of the Beth. He doesn't have he has no baritone in his voice.
Oh my,
he doesn't.
Oh my,
he's a very likable guy though, but he doesn't have. We just got to do better with our execution and find a way to win. I'm not sure who's going to be starting this week, but guys, come on, we can do it.
Have you ever seen Beth Mowens and Mike Norvell in the same room together?
I hope not. I don't.
They may be the same person. They may be the same person.
Well, I heard, our buddy Sean Kelly, he's met Beth, and he's like, yeah, everyone's got the word, doesn't like, a lot of people don't like her voice, but you meet her, and you're like, she's an amazing, and I'm sure she's an awesome lady.
Oh yeah, I'm all.
She just was not blessed with a nice voice.
All right, here's the deal with Florida. And I think a lot of people won't consider this. I think this is a factor. If you're the Florida administration and you're in charge of, and I think Florida will be looking for a football coach. I don't think Billy Napier will be the football coach. I don't think there's any doubt he will not make it through.
If he stays through the season, I think we're going to be calling for Scott. Well, not we. There's going to be a call for Scott Strickland.
The University of Florida is going to be looking for a football coach very soon. Yeah. I've brought this up. I'm not saying this is how they're going to do it, but I think there's 2 things to factor. And you've got to make the decision one way or the other. If you're the board of trustees or whoever's going to actually do the hiring, right now you got to ask yourself, okay, are we trying to go out and hit a home run hire, our next hire, with everything in place? Our program, and this is them talking internally, and they've got to figure it out. Okay, guys, our program is not in a really good space. I don't think anybody's going to argue. The Florida football
Who can?
program
How can you?
is not in a good place, and there's going to take some rebuilding. It's not in a good place. They are taking over or trying to hire a coach in a bad period. And I'm not sure that they're going to offer enough money. So you might ask yourself, Patrick, guys, are we trying to hire a mega home run right now? And there's a good chance we might strike out. Or, guys, are we better looking at this thing long term and saying, let's hire and let's concentrate on getting the program stable over the next 5 years?
What does that look like, Terry?
Well, that looks like you call a Bob Stoops and you say, Stoopsy, you're coaching. I'm just using him as an example. He'd be a perfect example. You're not calling Bob Stoops and say, hey, lead us for the next 15 years, 12 years. You call Bob Stoops, who's coaching now. He wants to coach. He's got a staff in place. But you say, Bob, you're 61 years old. You know what the hell you're doing. You're a big-time coach. We'd like to hire you. And by the way, those guys at the UFL, they're making about $50,000. Chuck Long, his offensive coordinator at the UFL, he'd be making about $800,000.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah,
you say, Bob, you don't want to coach another 15 years. Bob, come in. You've got a staff. Give us 5-6 years. Stabilize our program, and then go shopping for Lane. Hell, you might could hire Lane Kiffin 5 years from now.
Yeah.
When your program just rattled off a 9 and an 8 and a 10-win season. A lot easier to hire when your program is stable than when your program's an absolute mess.
Right.
That might be an option. I'm just saying that might be an option.
I don't hate it.
You know?
I don't hate, but it is an idea of accepting the present as is, because like,
well phrased.
You got to accept.
Well phrased.
It sucks for those guys, those players that will come through at that time and maybe not be, championship caliber, but you got to look at today and say, like, goodness gracious, do we want more of now?
Yeah.
Do we want more of now?
Yeah.
I think.
And I'll tell you another thing, Patrick.
Where is the win? Because Florida has the facilities, as far as for the football guys, and you would hope to in that time, in that 5 years, if it was that were to work out with your analogy here, that we'd have some regularity, normalcy with NIL in terms of it being, fair, stable, however you want to say that.
That's a good point, Patrick. And another thing, I'm going to use another analogy too. If you and I, we own a business, and we want to put it up and sell it, but if the business P&L numbers don't look real good, but we want to sell it, one option is sell it right now, get what we can. Okay, we're probably going to get screwed, but the numbers don't say we're going to get what we want, right? You with me there? Or, Patrick, let's build the numbers. Let's build up the business. Let's hold on to another 3, 4, 5 years, see if we can turn the P&L around, and then sell it for a much more.
Gotta have the right people to do that, though.
Now, if you can get Lane Kiffin, you go get Lane Kiffin. If you can get him, but I don't know if he. Absolutely. I don't even know if he would want to come to this rebuild. I don't know. I don't know. I will say this though: if you're the University of Florida, and when you make a hire, whoever goes to that podium, if it's Strickland or whoever, and says, "Hello, Gator Nation, big news today. We're excited to announce the 20-whatever head football coach at the University of Florida, Joe up-and-comer guy." Well, good luck with that. Good luck selling that to Gator Nation if you go out and get Joe up-and-comer guy that a lot of people haven't heard of from Southern, Northern, wherever. You know what I mean? Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I don't think that's the move.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
You got down. I mean, it'd be if Ryan Day, they get tired of him at Ohio State, They don't want to, and they, he's not, giving them what they want. He'd be a great splash hire.
Sure.
Fantastic hire.
As we go to break, a lot of people have asked me on social media, I'm being serious, over the weekend, well, Terry, and I've answered this. Terry, what good is it firing Napier during the season? And my answer to that, I use a couple of words we don't use all the time. You know what I mean when I say malaise? It's kind of lethargic, malaise, a pall. There's a pall over this business, or a pall. It would be almost like a funeral visitation that never has the funeral the rest of the season if Napier's still around. I think it would just be pulling teeth. It would be awkward. It would be feet in quicksand.
Yeah.
I think you've got to get him out of the program. You've got to separate Napier, because the malaise would be there and don't forget, Florida has 4 more home games, I think it is. They play 7, I think. They've got 4 more home games for Napier to get out there, and he's going to get booed unmercifully.
Oh, my God.
The first time they fall behind again, he's getting booed on and off the field. There's a horrible feeling around he's fired. I know he's fired. Everybody knows he's fired. You've got to get him out of the building.
Yeah.
You've got to get him out of the building and get that cloud, that heavy cloud that malaise hanging over the program. I'm not going to say everything's going to be sugar and spice when he's gone, but at least you can breathe again and get through the season. That's my thought. 1 hour down, 1 to go. He is Patrick Young. I am Terry Norvelle. Glad you're with us here on a Monday. Oh, the good days when they were rolling Heisman Trophy guys. What was that? 3 Heisman winners in 40 years or so? Something like that. Oh, not a bad ratio.
Not great, but
I think you'll take that, man. 3 of them right there, but they're a long ways away from. You got to win to win the Heisman. You need to win a lot of games. Generally, there are a lot of ways. They're ways away from winning a lot of games right now in Gainesville. Second half kickoff comes up after this quick timeout. It is the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jacks.
Arthritis or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
It matters now that we have the college football playoff. That's not Oklahoma. That's Renegade in Osceola.
Oh, sorry.
That's not Chief Oklahoma, Patrick Young. That's
my bad. I need to get my eyes checked. You know what? It's your fault, Terry. You made me stop wearing my glasses.
Oh, no, you can wear them, man, even though they're mine.
I can't wear my glasses anymore.
You got my frames that I was going to pick out. I was about to go to Warby Parker. You stole them. So they got a lot of frames, though. I tell you, Warby Parker is the place to go for some frames now. These may be Warby Parker here. These big, thick black ones. You know,
those are nice ones.
I like them. They're just kind of different, you know, a little different. I'm kind of different, Patrick. You know that?
I like your and you do the same. The Mike McDaniels, he wears the clear frames.
Yeah, I got some of those too. Yeah. I'm ready for a new pair, though. I'm going to keep all mine, but it's time to freshen up your glasses. You know,
do you have multiple? Obviously, you got a case for every single one.
And a bunch
leave some in the car, some in the house, or how do you?
Yes, I've actually got a pair just like this that I replaced them with these exact same ones because Renji. When Renji was living at my house, my daughter's dog decided to chew on them just a tiny bit. So they're kind of in my, they're just like this, but they're in my car. Emergency. You know, it's good to have those emergency ones, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Always.
Hey, speaking of daughter, and I want to talk some Georgia Bulldog football here momentarily. What's going on with the dogs? I think I've got a pretty good theory of what might be holding Georgia back right now. Speaking of my daughter, though, Patrick, how about yesterday? Went out to the daughter's boyfriend's parents' house and met them for the first time. And there were some other family members and some friends and kind of watched the Jaguar game together and really needed to meet the parents on that side. And I was very, very happy to report, and I am really nice people, really, really nice people. And they like my daughter, and I like them. So everything's good.
Love it.
You know? Gotta make sure that works.
Oh yeah, you do.
Did you see any of the Georgia night game against Kentucky?
No, I didn't, because I kind of just expected after Kentucky got blown out by South Carolina at home that it was going to be a similar feat. But you know, what was it that kept that game so close?
Kentucky played well. They played like a beaten, pissed off team that played terrible the week before. They were stirred up. The number one team in the nation rolled in. That doesn't hurt either. The crowd was stirred up. And not to take away from Kentucky, they played hard. They played inspired. Georgia is sleepwalking through the season right now. They really are. Their first couple of games, they've sleptwalked. And I'm going to throw my theory, and I'll take yours. I'm going to throw it back to Nick Saban in Alabama. This is why Saban's 17 years were so impressive. Alabama was at the top of the threshold for a long time during Saban's run. Alabama rarely had a sleepwalk game.
Right.
Somehow, Nick Saban, his staff, that Alabama program, somehow they kept their team stirred up because you only play so many Texases and 1 versus 2 LSU Alabamas and Alabama. You only play so many of those big games. Those are the easy ones, right? Those are the easy ones to stir up. It's the other games. Right now, Georgia looks like Kirby Smart is having trouble stirring up his team because they're ready to play second-ranked, now first-ranked Texas.
Yeah.
Georgia's ready to play Ole Miss later in the year. Georgia's wanting to play big bad Alabama. And you know what? You can lose a game like that.
Yeah.
Lose a game.
It's a battle of human nature. And you know, Georgia, you kind of would think it wouldn't be as bad because they're coming off of a loss last year.
Yeah.
That they would have. You normally kind of see this when a team is won and they're trying to get that feat again. Because I feel like last year Georgia didn't have any. I had to go look, but we wouldn't say that they sleptwalked through any games last year if there's one. But I think what possibly could be happening, Terry, is that they're looking forward to being at the playoffs already.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's exactly
what I'm talking
it.
about.
You know, this is the process that's required. That so what you did last year, so what that you're so good. Each game deserves your full attention because you would hate, you know, almost I'm not going to say they would hate it, but you know, you've said this before, one loss might do this team really well.
This is one of those teams, and the fact that the team knows there's a 12-team playoff this year, those guys know that the Georgia Bulldogs of 2024 at 11-1 are going to make the playoffs. So I think that even works against them more because before the 12-team playoff, I think the Kirbys and the Sabans, it was easier to stir your team up. Hey, guys, I know we should beat Kentucky, but we can't stub our toe or we're not going to be one of the 4 teams. Well, now these great teams, and I think Georgia, he just can't get them stirred up unless there's a high ranking next to one of the teams they're playing, and it's a tough.
Well, hopefully this game here was that for them, like just to have that moral lesson on a victory. That game that was so close, the team that really shouldn't have been close to them.
Yeah.
But you know what? These are 18 to 22, 23-year-olds that sometimes those lessons don't really kick in until it actually happens. So you actually lose. So you actually have to face the thing. And, you know, that's for us in life as well. And when you're raising your kids, you want them to figure things out without having to experience some of the things you went through. But sometimes there's things that they just got to go through themselves for them to understand why you so strongly don't want them to do this or that or whatever it may be.
Now, I will say this. Unlike the last couple of years, this year's Georgia schedule is dicey. I mean, they play a pretty tough schedule. And let me throw this out, Patrick. I've jotted this down. I want to make sure I remembered it. Georgia with 1 loss is getting in. So even if Kirby can't get to them, if they just lose 1 game, they're getting in. You lose that second game in the regular season, okay. You're probably going to get in out of the SEC, but you start losing that second or third game. Here's who Georgia has, and I think I wrote this down. Let me see if I wrote it down somewhere. They still have – Georgia's got a tough schedule. They still have left. They've got Ole Miss.
Yep.
Texas.
At Texas this year.
Alabama. And I think they've got Tennessee. Now, you mess around and going to lose 3 of those, right? What if you lost to Kentucky because you were sleepwalking?
Oh, man, right?
And then you split with those 4 good teams? That's 9-3, and you're not getting
9-3, man.
You may not get in if you're Georgia. They've got a tough schedule. Yeah, Bama, Texas, Ole Miss, and Tennessee are all losable games. right? Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
For Georgia.
But those are, and that's the thing, I don't expect Georgia to show up to those games knowing how big they are, like they are now.
No.
Or like just last game, and then
yeah.
even the first half against Clemson offensively.
Sure. Sure. But what I'm saying is, if they stub their toe against one of the teams that's not one of those four, there's one loss. Those four teams they're playing are all good. What if they split? There's 2 and 3 losses. You're 9-3, and you're holding on for dear life, hoping you get spot number 11.
Wow.
He's having trouble stirring them up. I've seen him before.
Yeah, I don't know what else you need to do. Like, you were literally so blessed to be a part of an organization that is creating a dynasty right now and being etched in history, being a champion. I know this means so much for Carson because he hasn't won a championship as the leader. Of the helm. So, what we haven't talked about in a while, Terry? I know you probably wanted to go somewhere else.
What?
Baseball. Not in a while, but.
Huge game tonight for the Braves.
Huge game for the Braves. Chicago White Sox are at 35-15, 12 games left. They are actually on a 2-game winning streak, Terry.
How many have they lost?
115.
115, and it got about what? 12, 13, 14
12
to go?
games left. Right at 12.
12 games left. So they're fighting. Boy, if there's any living members of the 62 Mets, boy, they're saying, come on, baby.
Come on. Yeah, I think with the Braves.
And you hear what the Braves did yesterday?
Tied.
Yeah, they're tied in the wild card.
Wild card for that last spot.
Did you hear? Do you know what's happened to the Braves this series?
No.
Here's the setup for the Braves. They're in the fourth and final day of a 4-game series with the Dodgers. Obviously, Dodgers have been in first place in the West all year. Dodgers are really good. So the Braves have them at home. They played Friday, Saturday, yesterday, and they play the 4th game tonight. Okay? Here's the deal. The Braves won Friday night. Saturday, they blew out the Dodgers 10-1. So they really need to win the series. A split's not going to help them, right? They need 3 out of 4 at least. So they win the first 2. Yesterday, the Braves give up 7 runs in the 9th and lose 9-2. 7 and so tonight they're playing. If they win, they'll get a split. They get Yamamoto. Yamamoto makes his first start since he's been injured tonight for the Dodgers.
I hope he gets crushed like he did the first time.
Remember that?
When his first outing. But shoot, he may have learned, and I'm checking to see tonight the Mets have the Nationals, which they should win that, but it's the Mets,
Yeah. The Braves. Let me take it a step further. Yesterday, they would have won the series with the win yesterday, right? They go into the bottom of the 8th. The Braves are the home team. It's 2-2. Bottom of the 8th. The Braves have runners at 2nd and 3rd with no outs. They don't score a run. If they scored a run, Patrick, they were 3 outs away from winning the game. Not only do they not score a run, so it goes to the top of the 9th, tied at 2. The Dodgers score 7, including back-to-back home runs.
Dang.
I think they went triple home run on them. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
That is heartbreaking.
That is going to leave a mark.
Back to back.
Yeah, I think I got that right. Okay, Patrick, back to college football.
Yep.
I'm just going to pull this out of the air because, man, this guy, if you haven't been impressed with this team the first 3 games of the season, I don't know what's going to impress you. And you wonder.
Texas.
You wonder if the University of Florida, when they start looking for a coach, and they've already done it probably, you wonder, does this guy at least get a phone call? This guy will check off a lot of boxes that I'm going to bring up. He's a veteran coach, been a head coach a long time, been a head coach at major Power 5 colleges, among other colleges. He's been a head coach in the National Football League. And this year, he's done a marvelous job at Boston College. Bill O'Brien. Is he a guy? You look up at Bill O'Brien. And if you go to Bill O'Brien and you say, Bill, let's talk, my man. Because I don't think he's real old. I'm too lazy to look at. He's probably early 50s. What do you say?
That'd be my guess.
early to mid 50s at the max. If you're Florida, do you at least pick up the phone and say, hey, Bill, it's a wonderful job you're doing at Boston College. You've had a hell of a career. I mean, he wasn't terrible at Penn State. He wasn't winning national titles, but he was at Penn State, for God's sakes. He was in the NFL, for God's sakes. He's been around. He's a veteran. You say, Bill, may I ask, what are your future plans?
Aspirations, et cetera, where you want to go.
Do you love the college game? Is this just a stepping stone to get you back in the professional game? And I would be curious to hear his answer and say, Bill, shoot straight with me. If he says, you know what, I've done the NFL thing. I kind of like the college game, and I kind of like being around the younger people, and I see myself coaching another 15 years, 10 years, and I think I'm going to stay in this college. I got a pretty good gig here at Boston College. If he tells me that, I say, Bill, we're the University of Florida, my man. We're in the SEC.
Boston I'm so glad you brought him up. I don't know why I did not think of him being on the radar.
Yeah.
And look, Terry, their style of play, DJ Lagway has way bigger upside and potential than the guy they have, and he's pretty good.
He is good. He's athletic.
Good. They run the ball. I don't know if the air game, every single team in the NFL wants to establish the run. Every single team. Yes. Because the run just gives you possession.
Yes.
Opens up things for in the air. And if he can bring that, even just if it's a dominant run game in and out, I think that alone, maybe you don't score as many points, but I think you win a lot more games and you're in a lot more games when you can look at what happened in the first quarter against Texas A&M. Look what happened at their drive that started at the 99, at the 1 yard line.
Yes.
15 plays, 14 of them were runs.
Yes.
And it's a different argument talking about how bad Florida's defensive line is. And remember that one run, the quarterback went on and he made two, we're like, oh, that was a nice move. Oh, that was another nice move. He got him with the same thing.
Yeah.
20-something yard run.
But you look at a Bill O'Brien, and if he says, I like the college game, I like where I'm at, I like young men, and, he's having a good year at Boston College. It's hard to win consistently at Boston College.
Right.
A small school, buried in their hometown. I've known a million people from Boston, and they say you have to search out to even know Boston College plays football because of the Patriots and the Red Sox and the Celtics. He said, Boston College, you can flare up here and there, but Bill O'Brien, if you want to do this college thing and you want to do it for another decade or so, we're the University of Florida. And I know it's harder to win in the SEC, but we are the University of Florida. I wonder about him. That product he's put on the field, Boston College played their ass off the other day against a much better Missouri. Missouri's much better than BC, but they're tough. They're gritty. They didn't give up.
They were up in that game early.
Yeah, they were up early. Yeah, it was a pretty good game.
I honestly like that pick over Bob Stoops if you can.
Yeah, you wonder.
You can get that. I like both of those picks, but I really like Bill O'Brien bringing the NFL mindset to the University of Florida.
Yeah. Let's take another break here, Patrick. Got some just kind of bounce around NFL news and notes I want to get to, and a couple of other college situations, including one team I have no ties to. I just kind of like it. I like them a little bit. They're lovable. They're in the SEC, and they disappointed me. I'll see if you can figure that out during the break, who they are. Oh, they disappointed me over the weekend. That and a whole lot more. Who are you pointing at, Billy Napier? You put that finger back.
When you point at one finger, you're pointing three more back at yourself.
Three back at yourself. Boo, boo, boo. There's that schedule. I don't see a lot, if any more wins on that schedule. We shall see. We're in the final hour of a Monday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show. Proud to be broadcasting live from our Monday home, 4 Score Golf Tavern, right here in the heart of San Marco.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, there we go. Look at that schedule. Across the board. Boy, that looks good. Remember how long we waited to get to football season? And
Oh my gosh.
It just flies by, too. It's amazing. It's amazing. Basically, if you cut the year in half, there's, roughly 6 months with football. If you do the NFL, really, right? 6 months with football, counting college and NFL. And then there's basically 6 months without football. But, Patrick, I'm telling you, the 6 without, I don't know scientifically it goes so slow.
Oh, my gosh, it was so
the
slow.
6 months that we have football, right now we're going 110 miles an hour right now. I mean, it's like we're a Georgia football player driving on the highway right now.
Too soon.
Is that too soon?
Too soon, Terry.
Sorry. It's like we're a Georgia football recruit or player in their brand new Charger in Athens.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Going 106 miles an hour, for God's
You're
sake.
not wrong.
All right, Patrick.
Yeah, that just happened.
Hey, lost in the game in Gainesville, I think, and it doesn't have to do with the Gators here, but I think this got lost a little bit in the putrid performance by the Gators. Did Texas A&M find a quarterback? That kid was good.
Yes, they did.
I mean,
that dude was way better. Not say way better, but he was definitely better than Connor Wigman.
And I'll tell you one thing: if you're Notre Dame, are you going? Thank God that guy didn't win the job, right?
Yeah.
The week before. I mean, nobody's talking about Marcel Reed. He came in. Now, again, the swamp, and you were there, Patrick. After the first drive, it was no factor. The swamp has been no factor. But, I mean, that kid, say what you want. There were still 90,000
when you give up, what was it, a 3rd and 19 or a 3rd?
Right
and it was two on that first drive. It was two big 3rd down conversions that they got. So that's a big reason why the swamp became. You get deflated when you see that. You give up like a 3rd and 15, 3rd and 19. That's not supposed to happen.
And he just took up. But I'm telling you, if you are some of these teams on A&M's, number one, Notre Dame's going, thank God they went with Connor Wigman, and injuries being what they are, but that kid played well.
Played really well.
The bright lights were on. That was a nationally televised game. I mean,
is he a freshman, junior?
I have no idea. He played like a 18th year senior.
Played like he belonged there. That's for sure.
And they've got a pretty manageable schedule the rest of the way. Bowling Green, Arkansas, Missouri will be a tough game. At Mississippi State, LSU, they're up and down. At South Carolina, New Mexico State, at Auburn. And how about if this kid keeps getting good and improves, and A&M rattles off a bunch of wins? How about that final game of the year? A&M versus Texas. Thank you very much. That's back on
By the way, A&M has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarterbacks on the roster.
9?
9.
Jeez. Nobody else got
any quarterbacks. Marcel Reed is a freshman. Yep.
How about that? He played well. That was lost in the at least on the Florida side of everything. Did Texas A&M just go find a big-time quarterback? They might have found a big-time quarterback. And don't forget that Notre Dame loss. That's a non-conference game. That's a non-conference game. And interesting. Now, let me go back to the did you figure out the program? I'm so disappointed because they're such a lovable program. And they lost over the weekend. And I went, come on. Did you figure that team out? They're an SEC team. Who's the most lovable? Vanderbilt.
Vandy. Who was it too? Yeah, I was sad. I was upset they lost that game too.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
I was. I wanted Vanderbilt to do well.
Do you realize that Vanderbilt, had they won this past Saturday, they would be 3-0, meaning halfway to bowl eligibility. And they go out and they lose to Georgia State.
Yeah.
They beat Virginia Tech and they lose to Georgia State. Come on.
At home too, I'm guessing.
Oh.
Was it at home?
I don't know where it was at. Oh. It could have been in Atlanta, I guess. I don't know. That's where Georgia State plays. Did you see that game? And it really hurt me. I saw them trailing, and they made a comeback. I go, come on, Vandy. Go to 3-0. And I know they've got Ball State on the schedule. Let me see what else we got here for Vandy. Oh, that was a bad loss.
Yeah, they were on the road. They were in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was in Atlanta.
They were at Missouri next.
Oh, man. But think about it. They could be 3-0. They'll lose at Missouri, probably, Alabama. At Kentucky, who knows? They could win that game. Ball State. And then if they could find one more win to get to 6 wins, they're going
maybe
to
at Auburn. Maybe at Auburn, yeah.
Yeah. But now it's an uphill battle. They needed that win. You can't not beat Georgia State and try to get 6 wins if you're Vandy, right?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Vandy broke my heart almost. My heart. NFL note. Patrick, some people think I've been hard on this guy. I just tell you what I think. I'm right sometime. I'm wrong sometime. I'm indifferent sometimes. Anthony Richardson cannot play the position of quarterback. He just can't play at the high Division I football level and certainly in the NFL. Game 2, he was, what was he, 17 of 34.
34.
So he's barely 500, 17 of 34, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions.
Well, he's another guy. He's another guy to bring up in comparison to Bryce Young. Like, what the hell are y'all thinking, Colts, to put this guy that's barely played 12 games in college, has had an injury history, and to start him from day one?
Good point.
Could he not? Is there no veteran that you guys could have kept for him to learn under, for him to figure out what offenses? Because I don't think Anthony Richardson, even at his best, is going to be a 30 pass guy, a 30 pass a game guy.
Yeah.
You know, you need a good running game with, including him. Like, if you want to compare him to Lamar or I guess more body type would be Cam Newton. Those guys had a really good. Cam had Christian McCaffrey, you know, and he does have Jonathan Taylor, but Jonathan Taylor's now on that kind of downhill fall of his prime. That slow. He's still great. Don't get me wrong, but you know, just running backs have a short prime window. It's not like baseball where you can be in your prime for like 10 years. Man, it's tough, Terry, because I think this is something that you and I are both striving to be objective on, and we want Anthony Richardson to be great. I just don't think it's there.
You know, and I've said it a million. If I had $1, I'd be a rich guy. But every athlete doesn't have that trait in them that they can throw an object well and have aim and have direction by throwing an object, be it a football, be it a baseball, right? I mean, every basketball guy can't pass great.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys just
can't dribble well. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of sinners that.
You look at a guy like Anthony Richardson. He just doesn't. I just don't think he's ever gone to the fair and thinks he's going to hit the milk jug with the softball. I don't think he's been the 12-year-old kid playing on a boring, hot summer day, and you and your buddies pick up rocks and start throwing at birds. I don't think he even comes close. The bird doesn't fly away. He goes, this guy's never going to hit me, right? He just doesn't have, right? You look at a kid like, here's
I saw this video today, Terry, of and it's kind of morbid, I guess. This guy was laying down. He's in the war. I don't know whose side he's on, but he was laying down, relaxing, and a drone dropped a missile or something, and it missed him. And the dude just like, he doesn't get up and run. He just lays there, gets more comfortable, and looks up. That's Anthony Richardson.
Yes. But,
that's the bird you're talking about.
You look at a comparable athletic quarterback, Anthony Richardson, DJ Lagway. When I watch, every time I've seen Richardson throw the football, I never think it's going where it's supposed to go. DJ Lagway, when I watch him throw, he looks like when he throws it, he thinks it's going exactly where it's going. He knows where he wants to throw it. I don't even think there's a comparison. I'm just using athlete versus athlete. Richardson just doesn't have a feel.
How would you compare him to Tebow in the NFL?
I
know Tebow had the long windup, which is what a lot of people argue with.
I think
Tebow's probably more accurate on the shorter passes.
I think Tebow's more accurate, even more accurate than what's his name. You're right. Tebow's issue was his looping, long, slow delivery, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think getting drafted by the wrong team.
And Tebow didn't throw a pretty pass, right?
No.
Tebow had wobble. Peyton Manning had wobble. No, Peyton Manning put the ball where it needed to go with velocity until his last couple of years, and he lost his. But Peyton Manning never in his career ever has thrown a spiral. You know that? Every one of his passes wobbled.
Had a little bit. Come on, he had some. You know, maybe his short little screen passes.
Never
to Demarius or.
There's something about he never threw a spiral. Tebow never threw a spiral.
And then you got guys like Patrick Mahomes running after running 25 yards left and right vertical, can put it right where it needs to be, and it is a perfect ball. Perfect ball that is. Man, doesn't it drive you crazy when quarterbacks make perfect throws and it hits a guy, like whether it hits him in the face, hits him in the chest, and they just can't, they don't catch it, they're not ready for it, whatever it might be. It's just Oh, it drives you crazy.
Yeah.
Not the tough ones. The tough ones, you're like, oh man, that was a. But then, did you see the interception by the Bengals cornerback?
No. No.
Terrible.
Good.
He Mahomes was throwing it on the left side, and they were kind of on the hash, of going out of bounds. Jumps up and just snags it with one hand, falling backwards. I mean, it was as much, and I would say maybe even better than Odell Beckham's catch, because Odell Beckham's catch, you can see his hand; he's like barely hanging on to it. And when you get a chance, he definitely made SportsCenter's top 10 today. He literally just snagged it out of the air with one hand. It was a sight to see.
Patrick, let's do this. Take our final break.
All right.
Let's come back and start thinking about not one, I think I've got this right, not one, but two big events taking place either here next Monday in Jacksonville or involving Jacksonville. Think about that, because you're going to talk about them. Both of them.
Sounds like a plan.
On the other side, one final segment. Boy, this show has flown by there. A lot of fun here at where we're at. We're in the heart of San Marco, 4 Score Golf Tavern. And let me just tease a little bit. The second location, yes, it is on the books, and it will be debuting soon, several months from now. But they're going to have a second location of 4 Score Golf over in the Gate Parkway area near IKEA. We'll tell you about that as we get closer. Two of these cool locations. You can't go wrong. 4 Score Golf Tavern. Great food, great fun, pretty good combination. Gary Norvelle, Patrick Young, wrapping things up on the other side. One segment left on the Young and Norvelle Show.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Oh, there's a good-looking shot inside our Action Sports Jack streaming studio. Gorgeous shot there. I'll tell you, there's that good. You see that good-looking Brent Martin over there on the left side there, Patrick? That guy's everywhere, isn't he? We just
that
saw
guy
him.
is everywhere.
Beautiful face.
He's a handyman.
He's a handyman.
Talk about going full speed. Those guys, they get to ease into it. They don't get to ease into it at all, man.
Their time of year, man. I tell you, I was talking to Stuart and about that last time we visited, man, and he was putting his schedule together. I don't know if you were on the show that day. He was putting his schedule upcoming. Good Lord. And I'm serious. Brent Martineau's everywhere right now, isn't he? He is everywhere, man, between our midday show here on Action Sports.
I don't think you're a Jacksonville person if you don't know who Brent Martineau is.
Oh, man. He is everywhere, works hard, does a great job, and then we get to piggyback, off his interviews and stuff. We can grab some of that.
Just a real friendly guy, too. Just a friendly human being.
Good dude, and high school and college and the NFL and all things in between. And he was out, I think today was their Dream 18, I think. And that kind of leads us into, Pat, what I teased a moment ago about, obviously we're here on our Monday show. Our Monday home is in San Marco. We're here every Monday, 4 to 6, the Young and Norvelle Show at Fourscore Golf Tavern, right in the heart of San Marco. Next Monday, I will be right here on our show, right at Fourscore Golf. You will be at a golf tournament, I think, if I've got that right next Monday. And then how about next Monday, after the golf tournament, everybody will have a great time for a great cause, your foundation. Everybody will, eat afterwards, wrap up, kind of get home, relax. And the Jaguars play football that night, right?
Oh, wow. Jaguars got a
Monday night game. Who
we got?
Buffalo.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Wow.
You didn't even plan that, did you?
I did not.
How about that?
Sweet.
Pretty cool.
I don't have to talk to you for a day?
Yeah. So I figured I'll be here. We thought about doing our show from your tournament, but 4 to 6, the tournament will wrap up,
it'll be done
2-ish, and people will be kind of getting out of there. So I just don't think I'd love to be there, but I just don't think there'll be enough people, 4 to 6. You guys are going to be.
There was a way we could pre-record the show, but that would be.
Yeah. I think I'm going to hold down the fort here. And then I know you're excited. This will be the third annual. Hard to believe we're on the third tournament. And it's a sellout in terms of foursomes, right?
Yeah.
Are a lot of your Gainesville people coming over like they do every year?
Dude, I don't even know. It's all sold out. I wish some of my former teammates could make it, but they're still playing. Those guys are going on their 10th year as a professional.
How about that?
But there's going to be a lot of Jacksonville people, some Gainesville for sure. We're starting at 9 a.m. So the tournament should be done around, let's say 1.
Yeah.
Perfect time for lunch. Perfect time to, if you still, obviously it's a Monday, it's a work day, but if there's something that you may want to just feel good about knocking something off your to-do list, you still got time to do that once it's over.
Yeah, good point.
To get one thing done, a meeting set maybe later in the day, but it's for a great cause, and for it being the third year, it's gonna be phenomenal. I can't wait. Up at Southampton, food's gonna be good. Desserts are gonna be there. Drinks are gonna be flowing. We got some Olipop sodas, so non-alcoholic options, plenty of those for our golfers, because not everybody wants to drink 9 a.m. in the morning. Not everyone wants a cold beer.
That's not a thing. Drinking at 9 a.m. is not a thing. Huh.
You know, I think that's something you more so do when you're like on your own with your boys versus at a charity event.
Patrick, you've never heard it's 9 o'clock somewhere. It's 9 a.m. somewhere.
I thought you were supposed to say it's 5 or it's 5 o'clock or it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I think you are. But a good alcoholic says, hey, man, it's 9 a.m. somewhere.
Hey, I've been, when I did drink, I can't tell you that I've had a beverage in the morning too early before. But you know who hasn't had a mimosa?
Yeah.
Or a Bloody Mary.
True.
Come on. That's true. Brunch.
That is true.
Liquid
But
brunch.
That's coming up Monday. And then, you guys go home and get cleaned up, and Jaguars kick off, I guess, about 8:15 that night, next Monday night, 8:20. And
Wow.
It's one of those double Monday night games, I think, though. They've got, like, the Jaguars, and, like, an hour later, there's another game. You know how they do that, like, double game? But the Jaguars will get it on. I didn't get to see last week's I didn't get to see last Monday night's game, last Thursday's game, because those Thursday games are on Amazon, I think, right?
Was it Amazon or was it yeah, I think it was Amazon. You're
Amazon,
right.
and you have to have a special setup to get those games now.
You just got to have Amazon Prime Video. If you have an Amazon membership, then you have Prime. It comes with your membership. $100 a year for your 2-day shipping and all that other stuff they do. I guess it's worth it. I mean, shoot, Amazon's running the world. Can you imagine if Amazon got shut down for a week?
Oh, good Lord.
I know. People lived without it, but we've gotten so accustomed to it being like our right arm.
I can't get used to I don't like the food delivery stuff. I don't like extra hands touching my food.
I don't love the food delivery because you're never
hands.
getting your food warm. You're never getting it warm.
Yeah, and you just don't know. It's been.
They put the seal. They put a seal over it so you know it hasn't been tampered with.
I don't know.
But I'm much more of a guy that I'll put an order in and go pick it up.
Patrick,
I'm a big pickup guy.
The seal and not tampered with. Isn't there a way somehow to get an extra seal and an extra bag somehow and tamper your ass off?
You're not supposed to be able to, but you got this thing, Terry. If something can be tampered with, there's enough people out there that will find a way.
Guys picking up the food, busy restaurant. They got the little pickup area. They got a couple of the bags, a couple of the seals sitting there. You grab a few, throw them in your car. Conspiracy theory.
But no. I mean, I could see a person doing that to someone that, maybe they didn't give them a tip.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Too many hands on the food. Too many
hands, man.
Absolutely. Too many stops, I think. Too many stops. All right, that's about it, Pat. Pretty good show. We got the Beth Bowl possibly happening. We're going to run back the Beth Bowl between the Gators and the Seminoles. This year it'll be in Tallahassee if they don't start winning. I'm not even sure if that thing will make TV, will it? May not make TV.
It'll make TV.
It may be a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah. It might, SEC Plus or
SEC Double Plus?
Double Plus, Triple Plus?
I don't know. We'll see. Boy, Knowles 0-3. Who saw
I'd
that?
rather watch Army Navy versus Florida State if they're both like 3-7. I'd much rather watch Navy and Army or any of those other classic games that we have every year.
Running it back to 2017 when the 4-6 Gators and the 4-6 Seminoles. I don't think we're getting near that many wins, but that bad record forced the Beth Bowl. Beth Mowins, Rocky Boyman were on the call back in that day. Beth Mowins, she got off to a terrible start. The game she worked was 45-10, by the way. So,
what game was that one?
Like Oklahoma State, Tulsa. And I got that right. I took Oklahoma State in the points, and they won big.
Nice. There you go, Terry. I knew you could do it.
Patrick, did I mention I got 120 points to your 60 right now? Did I mention that earlier?
We're not friends.
Yeah, no, long way to go.
You're mean. You're mean.
I'll mess up a lot. So there you have it. That'll wrap it up. Busy show. We got a lot of Jaguar talk, particularly in the first hour.
Terry's picking on me.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, though. What an ugly game for the Jags. What an ugly start to the season. I'm not that surprised. I know a lot of people are angry, but I just don't know what they think they saw last year and this preseason to expect a whole lot more. Patrick, you don't want to cross the pond for 2 games over in London if you don't have a win under your belt, do you? That could be rough, I guarantee. That'll wrap it up, Pat. Thank you so much for your time, my friend. We're going to get out of here. We thank our good friends here at Four Score Golf Tavern. We're starting to really get to know the whole place. Love the menu. love the recreation. Check them out. They're in the heart of San Marco, 4 Score Golf Tavern. That'll wrap it up for our producer, of course, and Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. We'll talk tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at BoldCityAC.com. Homegrown.